Nectarine, nectarine, and nectarine once again. What's up, 23% Nation? This is your man, Coach D. Today, I'm back with fruit of the day, the one and only nectarine. So maybe you think a nectarine is a peach and vice versa. Maybe you've never had a nectarine. Maybe you've never even heard of a nectarine before. Well, whatever the case may be, please listen and watch on. Why? Because we're about to dive just a little deeper into the wonderful world of the nectarine. All right, first up, a little bit of background information. Nectarines, believe it or not, are related to raspberries, pears, apricots, and good old plums. They're also nearly genetically identical to peaches, set apart by just one different allele. Now, what does that mean? Well, it just simply means a genetic mutation. So basically, a nectarine and a peach are the same thing. However, there is one little difference, and that would be the fur. Also, there are many different nectarine types that can range in color from white to vibrant yellows and reds, though they all boast similar health benefits. Now just take a look at the picture. As you can clearly see, there are different varieties of nectarines, all ranging in different colors and maybe even some different shapes. Nectarines, like peaches, are believed to originate in ancient China, where they have been grown for thousands of years. So there you have it, guys. Just a little bit of background information about the one and only nectarine. All right, now it's time to dive into a few fun facts. It's a common myth that nectarines are a cross between a plum and a peach. Now, just based on appearance, you probably would believe that. However, Coach D is here to let you know that that is not true. All right. So if you ever talk to someone and they tell you that a nectarine is a hybrid of a peach and a plum, let them know that that is not true. Remember, nectarines and peaches are identical with the exception of a slight genetic mutation. All right, now it's time for some not so fun facts. You should opt for organic, locally sourced nectarines when possible. This is because nectarines are considered one of the dirty dozen foods that are most likely to harbor harmful pesticide residues. Buying organic ensures that you aren't consuming these potentially toxic chemicals. Now, I do understand that a lot of people are overly concerned with pesticides, herbicides, and chemicals that are sprayed on a lot of our produce. But here's some good news. In order for you to get rid of most of these toxic chemicals, all you have to do is simply wash your fruit before eating it. Now, if cold water or warm water doesn't do the trick, well, just simply add maybe a little bit of vinegar. Some people even recommend baking soda. So there you have it, guys. Don't be overly concerned about harmful chemicals on your produce. Although generally considered a safe and healthy part of the diet, some people may be allergic to nectarines. If you think you may have a nectarine allergy or experience any adverse side effects after eating nectarines, you should definitely talk to your doctor. Nectarines are also high in fructans, a type of sugar that is easily fermented by the bacteria in your gut and may trigger symptoms in those with irritable bowel syndrome. So, I just want to sum all this up to let you know that if at any point you develop any type of nectarine allergy, it's probably best that you either reduce your consumption or completely eliminate your consumption. Because you gotta listen to your body. Basically, your body is letting you know that this fruit should not be inside of you. So please, listen to your body. It will always lead you to the truth. All right, now let's talk about the 520 rule. Ladies and gentlemen, the 520 rule is all about food labels. That's right. Basically, it's a guide. It's a guide that lets us know whether or not a food item is a good source or not a good source of any particular nutrient. Now, when we talk about the 520 rule, ultimately we're talking about percent daily value, abbreviated percent DV. Now, take a look at our sample food label. As you can see, it is basically divided into three parts. We have the lavender portion, which is highlighted, well, in lavender, okay, and it says percent daily value, but as you can clearly see, percent daily value is simply represented by a percentage. And then we have the yellow portion, which, excuse me, highlights a few nutrients which unfortunately do a lot of harm towards the human body. In other words, they do cause disease. So say hello to total fat, saturated fat, trans fat, cholesterol, and sodium. And then we have the light blue portion, which highlights dietary fiber, vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron, which basically represent all vitamins and minerals. Now, let's dive just a little deeper. As you can see, percent daily value column is represented in percentages. Some are high, some are low. Now, when it comes to the yellow nutrients, once again, total fat, cholesterol, and sodium, because those nutrients do a really good job at promoting disease within the body temple, you definitely want to make sure that those percentages are close to zero as possible. However, when it comes to the light blue nutrients, such as our vitamins, minerals, and fiber, well, you want to make sure that those numbers are as close to 100% as possible. Why? Because they promote wellness and health within the body temple. Now, to be even more specific when it comes to the 520 rule, here's what I want to offer you today. If a food item offers anywhere from 0% to 9% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food item is, is not a good source of that particular nutrient. Next up, if the food item offers 10% to 19% DV of any particular nutrient, then that food item is considered a good source of that particular nutrient. Lastly, if the food item offers 20% DV or greater, then that food item is said to be an excellent source of that particular nutrient. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the ins and outs of the 520 rule. All right, now it's time to dive into the nutrition facts. So for today's lecture, we're going to simply say that a single serving of nectarine is equivalent to one medium nectarine. Okay, so if you decide to eat a nectarine, right, this is what you're going to put into your body. Only 62.5 calories, 15 grams of carbs, 1.5 grams of protein, 0.5 grams of fat, 2.4 grams of fiber. Now, let's take a look at the vitamins and minerals. First up is vitamin C, coming in at 13% DV. Now, based on the 520 rule, 13% is between 10% and 19%. So yes, nectarines are a good source of vitamin C. Next up is vitamin A, coming in at only 9% DV. So unfortunately, the nectarine is not a good source of vitamin A. Then we have potassium coming in at only 8% DV. Once again, this nectarine is not a good source of potassium. Then we have niacin coming in at 8% also. Based on the 520 rule, a nectarine is not a good source of niacin. Next up is copper. Now, unfortunately, copper comes in at only 6% DV. So unfortunately, a nectarine is not a good source of copper. But understand this, guys, is that the serving size is based on a single nectarine. So if you want more of these amazing vitamins and minerals, all you have to do is eat more than one. Okay, and the percentages will actually double, making not a good source into a good source and possibly a good source into an excellent source. So there we have it, ladies and gentlemen, the nutrition facts of nectarines. All right, now it's time to dive into the health benefits. But before we do, Coach D wants to drop a few wisdom dimes. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, I want to talk with you about something that's very important when it comes to our health. I want to discuss the principle of cause and effect. Now, some of us may know this as one of the 7 Hermetic principles, right? The principle of cause and effect basically states that every cause has its effect and every effect has its cause. There really is no such thing as chance and or luck. In other words, everything happens for a reason. Now, how do we apply that principle to what we're discussing today? It's easy. If you want to promote health and wellness within your body, well, guess what? You have to cause it. Now, on the flip side, it's the same thing with disease. If you want to have disease within your body temple, well, believe it or not, you're going to cause that too. Okay? It's simply based on the types of food you put into your body temple. Now, what does all this boil down to? It's easy, guys. The nutrition facts are the causes, whereas the health benefits, which I'm about to state, are the effects. So let's take a look and see exactly what happens once we put a nectarine inside of our bodies. Number 1, nectarines are high in antioxidants. Now, as we've covered before, antioxidants are amazing. Basically, they're phytochemicals, specifically phytonutrients, that are only found in plants. Now, antioxidants do an amazing job at deactivating free radicals. Now, what does that mean? Well, it means that they help fight heart disease, they help fight cancer, they also slow down the aging process. That's right. So if you're looking for the fountain of youth, you may want to decide to eat more nectarines. Also, nectarines promote better digestion. That's right, guys. They're going to help your body release a lot of toxins and a lot of unnecessary waste. Okay? So that's going to obviously help improve, shall I say, when you go to the bathroom to do it number 2, it's going to come out easier. Also, they aid in weight loss. So for those of us who are looking to shed a few pounds, please eat more nectarines. Also, they enhance eye health. Now, because I love to talk about phytochemicals, phytonutrients, right? I want to give a special little shout out to 2 that help enhance your eye health. Say hello to lutein and also zeaxanthin. That's right, guys. Those are the 2 phytonutrients that help to enhance eye health, and they're directly found in nectarines. Also, nectarines may help kill certain cancer cells. Isn't that amazing? Now, once again, we got to give a little bit of love to the phytonutrient that is responsible for that. Say hello to polyphenols. Yummy. Also, nectarines, they strengthen our immune system, they stabilize blood sugar, and they also improve heart health. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the amazing health benefits of nectarines. All right, now it's time to talk about food. Yes, plant foods at that. Now, normally our website for everything vegan is forksOverKnives.com, but for today, I thought I'd switch it up just a little bit. Say hello to Minimalistbaker.com. Now, this is a new website that I decided to feature. Why? Because they also promote the consumption of plant foods. That's right, guys. So today I want to share 2 amazing vegan nectarine recipes with you. So the first one is entitled Superpowered Orange Juice. Now, yes, it says orange juice, but believe it or not, it does feature nectarines. So please, if you are inclined, go to the description box and click on the link. That's right, I am providing you with a direct link not only to this first recipe, but also the second recipe, which, by the way, is entitled Gluten-Free Strawberry Nectarine Crisp. Take a look at that picture. Right? Looks good, right? Once again, click on the description box. I am providing you with 2 links. That's right, 1 link per recipe. Now, if you decide to click on the link, you're going to find a lot of amazing information. It's going to give you the ingredient list. It's going to give you the cooking / preparation time. And of course, they're going to provide you with all the instructions in order to make these amazing dishes. So please do me a favor. Click on the link, make the dish, taste the dish, come back to the video and let Coach D know exactly how they taste. So there we have it, guys. Not one, but two amazing vegan nectarine recipes from minimalistbaker.com. All right, 23% Nation, I hear you. A lot of you say, well, Coach D, thanks for the background information. Coach D, I really like those recipes. But Coach D, what I really want to know is, when should I eat more nectarines? Well, believe it or not, guys, the perfect day, and I do mean the perfect day to eat more nectarines, is Nature Day. What? Nature Day? Yes, Nature Day. Nature Day happens to be the first day of the 23% challenge. Now, maybe you're like some people and you know nothing about the 23% challenge. Well, if that's you, then allow me. The 23% challenge is a monthly, and yes, I said monthly, 7-day wellness program that is designed to help improve your health, your wealth, and your relationships. And by the way, it also helps to save good old planet Earth. Now, here's the interesting thing about the challenge is that it is the first 7 days of every month. That's right. It's the first all the way through the 7th. Now, being that Nature Day is the first day of the challenge, that simply means that Nature Day is the first day of every single month. So, whether it's May 1st, October 1st, or even January 1st, it's always Nature Day. Now, some of us may be intrigued. Some of us may be inspired, may be motivated to learn a little more about Nature Day. Well, if that's you, then please listen on. Guys, Nature Day is all about getting closer to nature. Now, yes, there are lots of things you can do in order to get closer to nature. For instance, you can go to a petting zoo and pet the animals. You can go to, or shall I say, you can go take a nature walk, right? And just absorb everything that nature has to offer. Or you can go swim in a lake, a pool, or even the ocean. But for the sake of the 23% challenge, we're going to get closer to nature by simply eating it. That's right, guys. It's time to eat more plants. Now, maybe you're the type of person who has cancer. Maybe you're the type of person who has diabetes. Maybe you have heart disease. Maybe you are obese. Or maybe, just maybe, you're looking for a way to simply eat more plants. Maybe you're the type of person who's considering transitioning from animal products and processed foods to a more whole food plant-based diet. So if you meet any of these requirements, then Coach D has a few ways to offer you a little bit of help. So first, I want to introduce you to a 3% vegan. Now, what is that? Well, it's anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 1 day out of an entire month. Next up is a 13% vegan. Now, this is anyone, man, woman, or child, who only eats plant foods and drinks only water only 4 days out of an entire month. Now, there are two ways in which you can go about this. You could do the first 4 days of the month, or providing the month has 4 weeks, you could do 1 day per week. I'll leave it up to you. Lastly is a 23% vegan. Now, technically, that's what Coach D considers himself to be. So what does this mean? It means that for the first 7 days of every single month, I am a strict vegan, meaning I only eat from the 5 food groups of plant foods, which happen to be all fruits, all vegetables and herbs, all nuts and seeds, all legumes, meaning beans and peas, and of course, we cannot forget about whole grains. And I only drink water. So there you have it, guys, the ins and outs of Nature Day. All right. Now, for some of us, Nature Day seems very appealing, right? And maybe you want a little more advice. Maybe you need a few tips to help make your Nature Day successful. So, if that's you, I want to offer you 4 tips right now. Tip number 1 is to go to your local grocery store. Now, when you get there, you're going to go to 2 places. Number 1, you're going to go to the produce section. Why? Because that's where all of the fresh plant foods are located. And number 2, go ahead and walk on over to the freezer aisle. That's right. That's where all of your frozen plant foods are going to be located. Now, some people may have a little bit of intrepidation when it comes to fresh versus frozen. Believe it or not, the nutrient content of both are comparable, so please don't fret. Tip number 2, go visit your local farmer's market. Now, farmer's markets are for those people who may be overly concerned about pesticides, herbicides, and chemicals being sprayed on their produce. Well, if that's you, then you probably want to go ahead and locate your local farmer's market. Why? Because they only sell organic plant foods at farmers markets. So, believe it or not, farmers markets are amazing. Now, there is one other advantage over a grocery store that I would like to offer you, is that generally speaking, produce that is sold at a farmer's market comes from local farmers, which basically means that the transportation time from the farm to your plate is greatly reduced. So what does that mean? It means fewer costs, which then means a savings for you being the end consumer. Tip number 3 is to go to the prepared dishes section of your local grocery store. So after you finish with the produce section, after you finish with the freezer aisle, walk on over to the prepared dishes section. Now, depending on the name of the store, they may term it the kitchen, right? Well, whatever the name is, prepared dishes section or the kitchen, just walk on over there, talk to the person behind the counter and ask them if they have any vegan options. If they do, ask for a quick sample. Providing you like it, then go ahead and buy it by the pound or maybe even 2 pounds. One of the major advantages to this is a lot of people complain. I don't have time to cook plant foods. I don't know how to cook plant foods. Well, these plant foods are already cooked for you, so they're much more convenient. And my last tip is to go visit a vegan restaurant. That's right, guys. It's time for us to support the vegan community. Right now, some of us may not even know that vegan restaurants exist. Well, I'm here to let you know that they actually do. All you have to do is go to Google and type in vegan restaurants near me. And within less than half of a second, Google will give you your desired results. Now, what are some of the advantages to eating at a vegan restaurant? Well, there are tons, but there's one that I want to share with you right now. Vegan restaurants do a really good job at hiring vegan chefs. Now, what does a vegan chef know that I don't know? Well, they know how to cook. Guys, they know how to cook plant foods where they not only produce the most nutritious dishes, but they also produce the most delicious dishes. So, if you're looking for nutritious, delicious vegan options, then vegan restaurants are definitely the best place to be. So there you have it, guys. 4 amazing tips to help make your Nature Day successful. All right, it's time for our question of the day, which comes from yours truly and the rest of the 23% nation. We have inquiry minds. So we want to know, nectarines, like peaches, are believed to have originated from which Asian country? Now, I believe I covered that earlier in the video. So if you didn't hear it, if you missed it, just simply rewind it and I'll give you the answer. So please write it in the comment box below. We will definitely appreciate it. Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. Now, before I sign out, I got to ask you to please like, subscribe, and share the video, especially if you love nectarines. And don't forget to use our 3-word mantra. It's hashtag eat more plants. As stated earlier, my name is Coach D. Take care, God bless, and never ever forget that Coach D loves you.